that were changed. Carrie, could you please do the roll call?
Of course. Christia Clare. Catherine Consalvo. Sierra Dulce.
Here.
Julie Hammond. Liz Costa.
Here.
Michael Mascola.
Here.
Todd McCormick.
Here.
Sue Sherman. Karen White.
Here.
Mark Sherwood.
Here. Right, Mike?
Okay, we have a quorum then. Great. Liz, could you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Absolutely. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Thank you, Liz.
You're welcome.
All right, next on the agenda, review of the warrant. So at the official public hearing a couple of weeks ago, there were 3 warrant articles that have since changed. And so I am going to publicly read the abridged warrant articles that you will see on the ballot in March. And then for 2 of those 3 that involve finances, we will revote to recommend. So I'm going to go ahead and start with warrant article number 1, and then I'll point out what changed in between the public hearing and this new public hearing. So, 2023 Timberlane Regional School District warrant, State of New Hampshire. This is warrant article 1. Election of officers to choose the following school district officers: Atkinson Voters School Board Member, 1-year term; Atkinson Voters School Board Member, 3-year term; Danville Voters School Board Member, 3-year term; Plastow Voters School Board Member, 3-year term; Sandown Voters School Board Member, 1-year term; Atkinson Voters Budget Committee Member, 3-year term; Danville Voters Budget Committee Member, 3-year term; Plastow Voters Budget Committee Member, 3-year term; Plastow Voters Budget Committee Member, 1-year term; Sandown Voters Budget Committee Member, 1-year term; All Towns District Moderator, 3-year term. And the big change from what I just read to what we announced back at the public hearing in the PAC was it was listed as All Towns District Clerk, 3-year term. So that's what changed. Yes, Chris?
And the moderator was the moderator on that one?
No, the moderator wasn't on the first time. It was the district clerk, so that we
Yeah.
swapped them.
Yeah.
So now it's the district moderator. So that is Article 1. The next article that changed was Article number 3. Article number 3 will now read as shall the voters of the school district, Article 3, lease purchase agreement. Shall the voters of the school district authorize the school board to enter into a 20-year lease purchase agreement for the installation of up to $25,243,000 of energy-saving equipment and associated building and facility improvements at school district buildings in Atkinson, Danville, Plastow, and Sandown, and further to raise and appropriate $2,061,000 for the first year's payment under the lease to be partially offset by energy savings and a resulting reduction in costs. This lease agreement will contain a non-appropriation clause, majority vote required, recommended by the school board, recommended by the budget committee. I'm just going to have Chris, if you wouldn't mind, tell us what changed there. This is
Yes, what changed there is that Article 3 that you just read was previously Article 16. And so Article 16 got moved to being Article 3. I do not believe there was
Verbiage change, yes.
verbiage change. Okay.
The verbiage change, actually, we made it a little broader, and that's why we added an associated building and facility improvements to not limit us just in case we can't get particular equipment. We wanted to at least not pigeonhole us into that specific of an area.
And this was recommended by Jim O'Shaughnessy, yes? Yes, okay. And which is why we're meeting tonight, is because the district lawyer worked on changing some of these warrant articles, and that's why we're going to revote. This will be one that we revote on after I'm done reading them. Okay, so that's Article 3.
There was one other change as
Oh.
well. The amount of the appropriation for, not even to go into the lease, but it changed, it's now $2,061,000 for the lease payment. Before, it was a reduced amount because it included a specific energy saving amount. But due to the timing of the lease and when we get it in place, we might not be able to save that entire amount of money. So we wanted to put into the warrant article the full amount of the payment. So we're covered just in case we do pull the money, we've got to pay the full amount and we don't see the full amount of, or any, the energy saving, figures.
We don't get the offset, right?
Exactly.
It's based on the rebates, it's based on the rates of utilities and things, but also the rate that we get for
Correct.
interest, the interest rate as part of the lease, correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Lisa. And then the final, or the third warrant article, it was originally Article 14, and it remains Article 14. Emergency Contingency Fund will now read as, shall the school district establish a contingency fund for the upcoming fiscal year for the purpose of covering the cost of unpredictable cost escalations as well as emergencies, and further raise and appropriate $500,000 with such amount to be transferred from those funds in the June 30th, 2023 unassigned fund balance available for transfer on July 1st of this year. No amount to be raised by additional taxation. Any appropriation left in the fund at the end of the year will lapse to the general fund and used to offset the local education property tax rate. Majority vote required, recommended by the school board, recommended by the budget committee. We'll be revoting on that as well. And I know one major thing there was when this was read and then we voted on it at the last public hearing, it didn't say that there was no tax impact. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
And so that was what has been cleared up now in this. And if you like, I'll go ahead and read what it said. At the last public hearing, it said, shall the school district establish a contingency fund for the upcoming fiscal year for unanticipated expenses that may arise as the district continues to respond to the national economic crisis, and further raise and appropriate $500,000 to go to the fund. Any appropriation left in the fund at the end of the year will lapse to the general fund and be used to offset the local education property tax rate. Majority vote required. So when we voted on this a couple of weeks ago, it did appear like this was going to be an additional $500,000 raised and appropriated, and that is not the case. So that's what's been reworded here with Article 14. So now that I've announced those three warrant articles, we're going to call for a vote to recommend Article 3 and Article 14. And then that's basically the gist of what we're here for tonight. So if I could get a motion on the floor from someone and a second, then we can discuss, and then we'll vote for recommendations.
I'll make the motion to discuss.
Article, why don't you make the
Article
motion to
3.
do both?
Okay, to discuss both Article 3 and Article
14.
14, so that we can recommend or not recommend.
Okay,
Second.
second, okay, discussion.
My decision, why wouldn't you do them one at a time to make it cleaner?
You want to rescind?
I will rescind and say I make a motion to do Article 3 up for discussion, so that we can recommend or not recommend.
Okay,
I think it would be cleaner, I'm sorry.
I agree.
are you seconding, Michael?
Mark is.
Okay.
I will, yeah.
Okay. All right, discussion. Any questions on Article 3? Nope. All right, let's call for a vote. Let's get a number of hands for recommending. Three, four, five, six, 7. All right, that's unanimous. And let's do another motion for Article 14.
I'll make the motion for Article 14 for our consideration.
Okay. Second?
Michael will.
I'll second.
Okay, second. Discussion.
Sounds good.
Sounds good?
Better
All right.
wording.
Julie, did you have any questions on this one? Because I know that we had some discussion at the last meeting.
Right. Yeah, not over the wording,
Okay,
not over the wording.
okay. All right, I'm going to call for a vote for recommending. All for recommending Article 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, unanimous. Okay. Other business? Anyone have any other business? All right, and with that, I'm going
Wait,
to.
wait.
Oh, yes, Michael.
Weren't you gonna make an announcement for the,
Oh, yeah. So since we're here publicly, the window for signing up for the open positions is now open as of yesterday, and that goes until 5 p.m. on February 3rd.
Yes, Friday, February 3rd.
Friday,
5 p.m.
February 3rd. So if you are interested out there in any of these positions that we listed off at the beginning of this meeting, the open seats for school board in Atkinson, Danville, Plastow, and Sandown, and budget committee in Atkinson, Danville, Plastow, and Sandown, or the district moderator, please come to the SAU between now and 5 p.m. on February 3rd and, put your name in and get yourself on the ballot. Okay? All right, with that, we're going to adjourn the meeting at 6:17 p.m.
Thank
There we
you.
go.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
for Coming in.